スポーツ専門局 ESPN は先発ローテーションランキングを特集し、ロサンゼルスドジャースが4位にランクインしました。その理由として、右肘手術から復帰を目指す大谷翔平投手や山本由伸投手、そして今オフに加わったサイ・ヤング賞を2度受賞した左腕ブレイク・スネル投手の加入が挙げられています。また、ロッテからポスティングシステムでメジャー移籍を目指す佐々木朗希投手の獲得も視野に入れており、
もし佐々木が加われば、ドジャースはトップに近い順位へランクアップするだろ
うと期待されています。そのような状況の中、米スポーツ局 FOX スポーツでアナリストを務めるベン・バーランダー氏が、自身の YouTube チャンネルで2025年シーズンの大谷翔平選手の活躍を大胆に予想しました。この内容が注目を集め、話題となっています。
Number 5 for me, bold prediction. Shohei Ohtani will win his third consecutive MVP award. And you might say, Ben, that's not that bold. But I would argue it is. There's only been one player to ever win 3 MVPs in a row. That comes from Barry Bonds, who did it 4 years in a row. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. MVP winner every year, Barry Bonds. Shohei Ohtani could become the second player to ever win 3 in a row, and the second player to ever win 4 MVPs behind Barry Bonds with his 7. So, do I think he goes 40-40 again in 2025? Do I think he goes 50-50 in 2025? I don't, because he's back on the mound. But that's where Shohei's dominance really comes into play, is that he's a two-way guy. And in 2024, he wasn't even doing that. And he still won the MVP award, the first ever as a designated hitter. Now in 2025, we get to see Shohei Ohtani back on the mound. Can we expect the dominance on the mound over the course of the entire year? Maybe not. It's his second elbow surgery. Let's temper expectations there. But if this guy goes out and hits 50 homers and steals 20 plus bases and pitches with a 4 ERA, which is, I think, high. I think he does better than that, but that's me tempering my expectations. There's not a world in which he's not the MVP. And that is historic territory. He's already in historic territory, winning 3 MVPs. With Mike Trout's in that, Barry Bonds, but now we're talking even more historic if he gets to 4, and if he gets his 3rd consecutive, then it's Shohei Ohtani and Barry Bonds. And what's the difference in those guys? Well, one of them was using performance-enhancing drugs, and the other isn't. And I consider Barry Bonds the greatest hitter of all time. And Shohei Ohtani would be in that category. So that's my bold prediction for 2025 with Shohei, is that he will win his 3rd consecutive MVP award. And I want to keep stressing that because I think people will say, Ben, that's not that bold. This is what I don't want to happen. I don't want us to fall in this rut that I feel like fans of sports fall into when you're watching one of the greatest talents of all time in his prime. I don't want it to become a foregone conclusion that Shohei Ohtani is going to win an MVP award. There's only been one other player to ever win 4 and win 3 consecutively, and that's Barry Bonds. So we are watching, in my opinion, the greatest baseball player of all time in his prime do his thing. And I don't ever want to take a step back and think, well, what can he do to top what he did? If he doesn't go 50-50 in 2025 with a sub-3 ERA, it was a failure of a year. No. We've never seen an athlete do what Shohei Ohtani is doing. He's the greatest baseball player that I have ever seen with my own 2 eyes, and I think he's ultimately going to go down as the greatest baseball player ever. So don't get complacent with what he's doing out there. Shohei Ohtani will win his 3rd consecutive MVP and his 4th. Still some big free agents out there. Let's talk about those guys. What I'm hearing, what I'm thinking, where they might go. Let's start with Roki Sasaki, who still hasn't signed, it is currently January 3rd as I'm recording, and he has until January 23rd until his window closes. If he does not sign by January 23rd, what that means is he is going back to Japan, back to NPB. Now, he will sign, and he will not sign until after January 15th. That's his window. He's going to sign between January 15th and January 23rd because all the international signing pool bonuses reset on January 15th, and that makes him a 2025 international free agent. Just the potential to sign for as much money as possible during that time, though it will not be a lot of money. Per his agent, 20 teams initially reached out with interest. 20 teams sent recruitment videos. Some teams even sent books. He's asked teams not to bring players to their initial meetings. So no Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto in the Dodgers meeting. No Yu Darvish and Fernando Tatis in the Padres meetings. None of the superstars from teams are allowed at the initial meetings per Roki Sasaki's request. His agent also added, because he obviously could have waited a couple of years and made $200 million more than he's going to, or $300 million more. But his agent came out and said he's not coming here just to be rich or get a huge contract. He wants to be great. He wants to be one of the greatest ever. I see that now, and he's articulated it. That's why he's coming right now. He wants to be known as one of the greatest pitchers of all time. And he's coming here at this young age and foregoing $200 to $300 million to be able to do that. That's insane. Anybody listening right now? I always hear people say, take the hometown discount for guys leaving teams with Alex Bregman. Take the hometown discount. Nobody's owed that. If you were offered $5 million more to go somewhere else, to go take another job, you would do it. And now, with Roki Sasaki, we're talking he could have waited a couple of years and made $200+ million more. But he's not doing it because he wants to come here and be known as one of the greatest of all time. Roki Sasaki is currently back in Japan, pondering his next steps with his family, which could include, per his agent, narrowing the field, adding more meetings from teams. But those teams currently in, from what I'm hearing, the teams that are in are still the Dodgers, the Padres, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Rangers. Those 6 teams are still all in on Roki Sasaki. Remember, the window closes January 23rd. He will not be signing within the next week. Between January 15th and January 23rd, Roki Sasaki will be making his decision.
さらに、大谷選手は日本時間4日に自身のインスタグラムのストーリーズ機能を更新し、MLB 公式が投稿したキム・ヘソン選手のドジャース移籍を告げる投稿を引用。その投稿には韓国語で、
ようこそ、友よ。
とメッセージを添え、炎の絵文字も加えて歓迎の意を表しました。米メディアはこのキム・ヘソン選手の移籍について、
ドジャースがキムとの契約を実現できたのは、大谷翔平の協力があってこそ。
と指摘。また、
MLB 屈指の国際色豊かな選手を擁するチャンピオンチームを断る理由がどこにあるだろうか。
とコメントし、大谷選手がドジャースの魅力を一層高めたと報じています。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。明日以降も大谷選手に関する最新情報をお届けしてまいります。ぜひ、チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いいたします。